Hello. Today we're going to dig a little bit deeper into BigQuery user-defined functions, and we're going to talk about BigQuery Utils, which is a group of user-defined functions that Google has made available on GitHub for you to copy into your BigQuery projects. So let's start by just doing a search for BigQuery Utils, and let's head over to GitHub. So let's go down to UDFs and community. And you can see there's a big group of each one of these SQL files is going to be an individual user-defined function. Each one of these does there's a lot of cool things that are in here. The one we're going to look at first is called URL param. So what this one does, you pass it a query string from a URL. It takes two variables. First one is the query string, and the second one is the name of the param. And then what it's going to return is the value for that named parameter that you pass in. Some of these could honestly take a little bit better documentation to explain what the function is doing. A lot of times you can figure it out just from the naming convention of the variables. And just kind of looking at the body and figuring out what's going on. So let's look at how we'd actually use that inside one of our queries. So what we're going to do is take this entire body and we're going to copy that, and then let's go over to BigQuery and we're going to paste that in. So before we can run this, we need to make one really important change to what we copied over from GitHub. So when we're going to declare a function, remember we want this to be a permanent function, so it needs to have a fully qualified name. So what that means is it needs to have the name of the project and the name of the data set that it's going to go to. So instead of this fn here, we need to copy, like I said, the project and the data set name. So where can we get that? We can get that from the table, the project in the table that you would have. So we just have like a select query from another table in the same data set. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that out of here. And I'm going to paste it down here. And we'll just go ahead and use the same name. So here we have project name, and then data set name, and then now the function name. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll run that. And you can see the function is now showing up here. All right, so now let's go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll comment that out. So now we need to use the function. So I'm going to copy this, and so the first thing we need to pass it is a query string. So let's make up a sample query string. So let's say we have name. Let's do query. So there's our query string, and then let's say the parameter we want to get would be category. So let's run that. All right, so you can see it's pulling, we're passing in like kind of a sample demo query string, and then it is pulling the value of the parameter category out of that. Now if we change this to start, now we're getting the value of the start date. So if we were running maybe data from Google Analytics or something where we had a series of URLs, we could pull individual values of query string parameters out of that. So let's go back real quick. There's lots of other really interesting functions to look at in BigQuery Utils. There'll be things that we're looking at in future videos. So if you're interested, please subscribe for more on Google Analytics, BigQuery, Google Tag Manager, and Data Studio. Thank you.